Let's start with BI, that is business intelligence. We'll understand what is this business intelligence and then we'll move on to the tool what we are learning. Business intelligence means it is actually collection of data, analyzing it and converting that into a presentable reports. In a very simple word, I'm telling. So business intelligence is collection of data from various sources, analyzing that data and converting that into presentable reports. To do this task, we need to have some technologies, and that technology is called as BI tool, that is business intelligence tools. We have various business intelligence tools in the market. In that, Power BI is also one of them. So to name it quickly, we have Tableau, we have ClickView, we have Google Data Studio. Likewise, we have so many other BI tools as well. But most commonly, we'll be using this Power BI because it's an open source. So I'll be telling you right from where do we get this software, how to install it, and then we'll start with the Power BI desktop. And also I'll be keep telling you how to create the reports in this. And within this 1 hour, I'll try to cover from starting how we should start working on this business intelligence tool, that is Power BI, till the end how we actually publish it. All right. First, what we'll do is I'll open the application. Go here. Once we install, we'll get the application here. That is Power BI Desktop. It says Power BI Desktop. Let me click on this. The application gets opened. What if I don't have the application? I've already installed it, but if I don't have the application, I need to install it. Many of them actually think that this is actually we have to purchase and we need to have license and things like that. Yes, we need to have license for the professional version. But suppose if you think that you want to get it installed, the desktop version, you just have to go to the website. I'll say Power BI download. Just type Power BI download. We'll get that website. You can see that I'll get this downloads Microsoft Power BI. Click on this link. It will take me to this Power BI Microsoft.com website. Here we have so many different options, say softwares to download. We'll go to this Microsoft Power BI desktop. Here we have this advanced download options. Click on this. Once I click on this, here I will get a button here that is a link to download the software. Just click on this. Here we'll have two versions. One is 64-bit and the other one is 32-bit. So depending on your system, so you can download this and you can install it. And this is completely free. You don't have to pay anything. So once you install this, then you can go here and you can see that I'll get this in the start button. Then you can open this. So that's what we have done. So I will not go and install it because already I've installed it. So you can download it and you can install it. It's very simple. It will hardly take some not more than 10 minutes to install it. All right. Once we have installed, we'll get this Power BI desktop tool. And then once you open this, we'll get the screen. Now, before working on this, let's understand how this Power BI actually works. That is the architecture of this Power BI. So what is the architecture? Architecture is how this Power BI actually works technically. Let me just open a blank PPT and I'll show you how this architecture actually is for Power BI. First thing is we need to take the data source. Let me just put one box here. I'll not go with too much of design just to make you guys understand the architecture, because when you're working on this Power BI, you should note this how we actually have to work from beginning till end. This we call it as data source. First thing is the data source. Whenever I'm working on any business intelligence and tool, I'm not speaking only about the Power BI. Data source is very important. Now, what is this data source? Data source is the source from where we get the data. Any business intelligence tool will not have any inbuilt database for that tool. If you want to work on the reports, if you want to create that reports and publish it, we need to have the data. But where is the data? The data is coming from various different sources. When I say source, there are various sources like Excel, CSV files, Access files, SQL Server. It can be any different kind of types. That will be discussing here once we enter this Power BI desktop tool. The first is the data source. After getting this data source, where should we go? Let's go here. The next one is, after this data source, we'll be taking this to Power BI tool. That is the software. So once we import this, let's take one arrow also. It will be easy for you to understand. I'll just put this arrow. All right. So this data source will be taken to this Power BI tool. Here I'll be creating some reports, the required reports, whatever is there. Then what we have to do, we have to publish this. So when I say publish, that means here we need to have some Power BI service. So after this, we'll have something called as Power BI service. I'm just giving you some overall picture of the architecture, that's all. When I say this service, this is something like online where after the tool, say desktop, whatever is there, after this desktop, we'll create some reports in this and I'll send this to the service, that is the online, where we can send it to the client. The next one will be to the client. The client can see the reports in system, that is laptops, tabs, or it can be in mobiles as well. So it's a simple architecture. I want to explain you how the Power BI actually works. First, the data source. We take the data source and take that to the desktop. In this desktop, we'll create all the reports and dashboards. Then that will go to the Power BI services. And then from there, it will be sent to the client. That is, the end report can be seen in the devices, that is laptop, tab, or it can be in the mobile as well. So it's a simple, say, architecture. Right. Let's come to this desktop application, what we have installed and we have opened it. Power BI desktop is actually a very simple tool. For those who actually think that it's very complex, to be very frank, Power BI is very, very simple. The Power BI is completely with the concept of the pivot tables what we have in Excel, wherein I have the data, I'll create the pivot table, I have a placeholders there, and I'll be keep dragging the fields whatever we have taken to the rows, columns, or values field, or to the filters. So most of us know that how the pivot table works. Exactly, the concept of pivot table is implemented in this Power BI, or say in business intelligence tools. Right. When I open this Power BI, we get this screen. So this screen is actually called as welcome screen. It is exactly like what we have in the MS Office applications. Here we can see all the recent files what we have created, and here we have some sample videos where we can refer something, and here we have something called as what's new. This link, when I open this, every month Power BI website will be keep updating the new features. You can see that whatever new features are available in that particular month, you can see that this month the new feature is there. So you can see all the new features which are available. You can go through this for the update. So every month you can keep updating yourself with the list what they have given. All right, here we have these forums. Forums are, there'll be so many experts wherein we can post our doubts, say questions or whatever. Those people who are experts, they'll answer those questions. Then we have this blog. Power BI has got its own blog. Blog means some people actually the experts or someone like that will be keep writing some articles. So we can go through that articles as well. Then comes the tutorials. If you think that you want to refer something, some people actually try to collect some books or go and keep searching for some videos in YouTube or something to learn. So here we have a detailed tutorials as well, where you can also learn by yourself. But sometimes it will be little confusing, or say without a guidance of someone, you might find it little difficult to learn. So suppose if you are technically good, then you can use these tutorials for reference as well to learn about Power BI Desktop. So this is the welcome screen, right? Let's close this. If you come to this, this is where I have this, say the desktop, where I'll be creating my reports. To keep it very simple, I'll quickly tell about the layout of this Power BI. Here, like what we have in MS Office application, that is the ribbon, you can see the layout. It is exactly like what we have in Excel, Word, or PowerPoint or something. Similar to that, we have the layout. But here we have something more to learn. So what is that? If you see here, this is called as the ribbon, like what we have in MS Office application. Then we have different tabs, and tabs will have different groups and commands, like exactly we have in MS Office applications. So each tab will have its own task what we can perform. After seeing this ribbon, here we have three different windows. So this plays a very important role in my designing of the reports and the dashboards. We'll see one by one what we have in this tab, but before that, we'll also understand about these three different tabs, which will help us in creating the dashboards. The first one is called as report. You can see that if you move your cursor, we'll get this screen tip. It says report. This window, or say this tab, will actually have this window, what we see here. This is called as canvas, where we can create the dashboards. So this report will actually have all the visualizations, whatever is there, I can just create here when in this tab. The next tab what we see here, when I click on this, this actually will have the tables. The tables what we import here, the complete data will be available here. So in this window, this tab will actually give us a window where I can see the data what we have imported. And this one is called as modeling, where we can model our data. That is, we can connect the data from various data sources what we have taken. So we'll work on this as well. So first we'll understand the layouts. Coming to the right hand side, here we have different pans here. This is filter pan, where we can filter the reports. Visualization pan, where I can add all the visualizations here. And here we have this fields pan, whatever data I'm importing, so all the tables along with that the fields will be available here. All right, now we'll go with the architecture what we have done here. So first thing is the data source. Data source, as I mentioned, it is actually to get the data from some other sources. To import the data or to get the data, what we have to do is, in this home tab, we have something called as data. This is the group here, where I can go and I can select here. I have a list of data sources from where I can get the data. Here we have some commonly used data sources, or we can also get the data from this canvas itself. Now, in the newer version, we have this options where I can get the data from here itself, or I can go to this fields and here I have this get data. From here also I can get the data. So all these are actually, it will open this similar kind of window where I can get the data. Right, let's understand. We'll go here. Once I click on this get data, we'll have different sources from where I can get the data. If you want to get data from more other sources apart from whatever is available here, these are the commonly used data sources from where we get the data. Suppose if you think that I don't have the data source which I'm trying to take from here, I can click on this more. When I click on more, I'll get one window where we'll have more other sources which are classified into different categories. So we can see that once the window comes. Now you can see one small window here. Whatever the sources we had there, the same source we'll have here also with more other additional data sources. And we can also see here they are classified. Here I'll have all the list of sources what we can connect from Power BI to the data source. Otherwise, we can also go here and click on this file. So this is for the flat files. If you want this database, that is the SQL Server access and things like that, anything from the database you can connect here. Then we have something called as Power Platform. This Power BI itself will have its own data sets. If you want to connect that, I can connect here. Azure, that is the cloud. From there also I can connect the data and I'll get the say data source. I can connect here and get the data. And online sources, so here we have so many other sources like say SharePoint and any other things like that. We can connect it from there as well. And apart from these categories, if you think that you want to connect from website or any other sources, like we can write some R script or Python script and we can connect the data. Right, let's go to this all and we'll take one Excel file. I'll try to show you the data by connecting with Excel. Let me just select this Excel and I'll say connect. When I say connect, this will go to the Excel and it will ask for the source. So what we'll do, I'll just go here. I'll take one path where I have the data, which I use for my Power BI class. Open this data set. Here I have one Excel file. I'm just selecting this Excel raw data. There is a file and I'll say open. Here I have various different tables in that Excel file. So you can see that some process is happening. So when I'm connecting, a lot of process happens where it will import all the data to the format of Power BI. If you see this, the tables which are available in that Excel say file, all the tables will be listed down here. If you want to import all the required tables, you have to go and you can check this. So I'll just check all these tables. That means I'm trying to import all these tables. If you think that I don't want some table, say for example, I don't want this ship mode, I'll just remove this. That means this table which I have not selected will not be imported. Let's go and check the tables again. If I click on the tables what I'm trying to import, we'll get the preview here. If you see that preview, we have the data here, but you can see it says column 1, column 2. Just below that I can see that it says customer ID and customer name. But let's go and see a few other tables. I'll click on this data. Here I have a proper headings. But if you see this customer table, it says column 1, column 2 where the headings are not proper. The heading has come in the data section. Now what we'll do is we'll go here. We have different options. Say load and transform data. These two options actually help me in loading the data or modifying my data. Now what is this load? If I click on this load, what will happen is all these tables, whatever is there, this will get loaded to my Power BI desktop. But if you think that I want to modify the data and then load it, then I have to go to this transform data. So what we'll do is we'll keep this transform data aside. We'll say load, we'll learn how to import the data and then we'll see how we can transform the data. I'll click on this load. So what it will do, it will try to load all the data from different tables here. Now you can see that all the tables are getting imported. So it is first evaluating it and then it will see whether it can get the connections. Then it will see how we can actually link, create the relationship. So there are so many processes which will happen. All the tables, whatever we have selected, that will be loaded. You can see that it is showing the size of the files as well. Then you can also see the relationship. I'll show you what is this relationship once it gets loaded. Now you can see that all the tables, whatever we have selected, has been loaded here. All right. Now we saw this report where we can create the reports. I told you if we go to this data window here, this tab, if I click, I can see this, the data whatever is required here. So if you click on any of the table, you can see the data of that table like this. Okay. Now we saw how to import the data from a different source. So in this case, I'm just showing you only Excel. So similarly, you can connect with various other sources as well. All right. Now, if you see this, all the tables are there, but we had a problem saying that there were some tables where the headings were not proper. Let's go and check. This is proper. This is not proper. And then go to this segment. So here, this is also not proper. So what we have to do, we have to clean this data. If you're not cleaning this properly, if it doesn't have proper column headings, what will happen? Let's go and see in this relationship, that is data modeling. When I click on this, the data modeling is the connection between all the tables. If you see, only this location and this data table has got proper namings of the columns, so it is getting connected. But if you see other tables, though it has got a data, but the heading says column 1, column 2, something, so it is not able to recognize to connect the data. That is, it is not able to create the relationship. So that is the reason we have to modify it. All right. Now we saw how to import the data. Now we'll see how to clean the data. The modifying of the data can be done in the beginning only while we are importing. I wanted to show you how the data will get imported. So I just took that data connected and I imported here. Now also we can modify the data. So what to do for that? Here in this home tab, we have this transform data. So here this is for importing of the data. This is for editing of the data. When I say edit, so what will happen is if I click here, there is something called as transform data. When I click on this, this will actually take me to another different window, which is a part of Power BI desktop. Let's click on this transform data. I can see that I'll get a different window here. If you see here, this is completely a different window. This is the desktop. This is the transform data window. This is called as Power Query Editor. So this window, as I mentioned, is a Power Query Editor. Here in this window, we can modify our data. That is, we can change, we can transform our data. There are various things what we can do in this according to my requirement. Right, this Power Query Editor is now available in Excel as well, where we can modify the data and take it to the Excel as well. That is while data modeling. Now, what all things we can do in this? First thing what we have to do is always you have to check whether the column headers are proper. It is such easy to modify the data in Power Query Editor. Say I want to modify this column headings. So what we'll do is in this home tab, here also we have similar kind of say layouts. We have the ribbon, we have the tabs. Let's go and click on this home tab. If you just come towards the right hand side, here it says use first row as headers. I'll just click on this. You can see automatically the heading. You can see that now the heading is going on top here like this. Let's go and select. So this is okay. Here there is a problem. Let's go and click on this, use first row as headers. Let's say location, this is fine. Here we have this product ID, category and all in the data section. I'll just say use first row as headers, and we'll go to this segment and see. This also has got problem, so I'll go here and click on this first row as headers. Now what we have done is we have just cleaned only the headings. If you go and check, as and when I click on this use first row as headers, this is an action what we are doing. Every action what you're doing will be recorded. So if you see here, it says promote headers and change type. Let me just again just close this. You can see that again I got this column 1, column 2. Now we'll do from beginning. If I click on this use first row as headers, you can see that I got 2 new steps here. This is called as the query. The query is nothing but the action. What happens? What are the changes, the modifications, whatever we do, everything will be recorded here. Now suppose if you are not finding this pan, let me just close this. We'll go to this view. Here I have this query settings. I'll click on this query settings. I'll get this query settings. So here, all the steps, whatever I apply on the table will be recorded. This will be for each table. Say, for example, I'll go to this data table. If I have done any modifications here, so that will be available here. If you go to this another table, so whatever changes I do, everything will be recorded here. All right, so we did one small change, that is converting all the data, that is the first row as headers. Now what I'll do is I'll go to this home tab and I'll say close and apply. Now all the changes whatever we have done for the tables here, that will be modified and that will be applied, and then it will get refreshed. All right, once it is refreshed, let's go to this data model and see what has happened. If we click on this, you can see that now all the tables are getting connected automatically. So that's why whenever you're importing the data, make sure that you are taking the right data. Sometimes what will happen, you might not require some data, you can just ignore it. To know whatever is required, you can plan it before only. Otherwise, after importing, suppose if you think that I don't want some data, then you can also go to this Power Query editor and you can edit this. So before creating this visualization, what we'll do is again we'll go back to this transform data. We'll do few functions there, few steps there, and again we'll come back here. All right. So what all things we can do in this editor? We can do so many things. There are so many options what we can do. In this 1 hour, I cannot teach you everything, but I'll be just showing you few of them. Okay. Let's say I have this order ID. I want to split all these data, whatever is here, into 3 different columns. If you think that I want to have this order ID, a column, and then I have to duplicate, right click and say duplicate. I'm just showing you some of the steps what we can do. You can see here it says duplicated column. That means one step applied. Now let's say I want to split this column based on this delimiters. Let's go here, I'll say split. Here I'll select this delimiter. So here it will ask for the delimiter and says each occurrence of the delimiter. If I say okay, this will get split into 3 different columns. Now I can change the name as well. Just double click on that. I'll say country code. Here we'll say year, and here will say order code. Just some name you can give like this. Suppose if you want to split, you can also split like this. I rename the columns, I'll get the step here. Now if you want to transform the data, say I have this customer, I want to transform the, that is I want to make this caps. I right click, here I have this transform and I can make it uppercase. If you want to split this into first name, last name, again you can go to the split and say delimiter. We can give the delimiter. Delimiter is nothing but the character which will separate. Now I'll say space, I'll say okay. You can see that I'll get 2 columns here. You can name it as first name, say last name. So likewise, I have so many options here, and again all these options whatever you are seeing here is all very simple. Just have to go select and then click on this. But you should know what actually you're trying to modify. It's not that just like that I can click on any of the options here, but here all the options whatever we have, this is like just you have to go and click on that for the task what we're actually trying to do. That is what kind of modification we are trying to apply on the data. We just have to go and explore. So we have a detailed class also for this. We can also further have this classes. When you come to this see the class, the complete class, then we can learn in detail about it. Also we have a complete videos which is already recorded and which is available in the YouTube also, wherein you can go and check for every options. We have detailed explanation as well. Right, so this is the modifications what we can do. Then next I'll go here, I'll say close and apply. Whatever modifications we have done, that will be applied on these tables. So you can see that. So now I modified customer table and data table. Only those two are getting refreshed because the other tables we have not done any modification. This is about the data part. So in this architecture, if you see, we saw this data source, we took the data into this desktop. Now within this, we modified the data, that is by using Power Query Editor. Now we'll try to create some visualization here. When I say visualization, we should be in this report tab where we have this canvas. It is like we can insert some visualizations from this pan. If you want to create some reports in Excel, we have to align the data. We have to create the reports. There are a lot of things what you have to create. That is, you have to create some formulas. Then again, you have to create, say, pivot tables. From there, we need to create some slicers. A lot of things we have to work on Excel files. But here, it's not like that. If you see, I have this visualization tab. I can just click here, any of the visualization. If you click, I'll get one visualization here. In this case, I'm trying to create a column chart. Likewise, there are so many different charts. Let's go to this data. And here I have the columns. I can just drag and drop. I mentioned it is exactly like what we have the pivot table. So likewise, we can just drag and drop here. Let's take the sales column. If you see that, automatically it is going to this values, and you can see some chart is getting appearing here. Now I want this chart to be generated for this state or say region, whatever. Let me just select this region. You can see that automatically I'll get this visualization, that is the data by region here. If you want to have more charts, either you can directly click on this and you can get it, otherwise I can say copy and I'll paste it. I'll get one more chart here. What is the advantage? Say I want to convert this into pie chart, just select this, click on this pie chart. This will get converted to pie chart like this. I want to create a map, just go and click on this map. I'll get a map chart here. Now for this, we need to have a proper geographic data type. We'll go to this location. We have this state. Let me just select this state. Now for this state, we'll take some sales value so that it will have some size depending on the size. You can see that. If you want, you can just try to increase this size. Let's select here. I'll increase this like this. So likewise, whichever visualization I need, I can just keep adding it here, and then we can create the reports. Now this is one page. Suppose if you think that I want to create more pages, I can go here, click on this. I can create one more page like what we do in Excel, and you can take some more data here. Let's say I'll take a table in this case. I'll take this profit, sales, and we'll take this segment. I'll just move this segment on top. So we have one table here. And if you want more data, I'll just select this tree map. Let's select, I'm just randomly creating some visualization. Let's take by region and by sales. You can see I have this tree map here. Likewise, there are so many different visualizations. Let's take this card. This card is actually a summarized report. So I want the total sales. Let's take the total sales here, and I'll copy this and I'll paste it. I want it by profit. I'll just select here the profit, and take some line chart. Let's put it here. I'm just taking this randomly. I'm not going with the formatting part. Let's say we'll take this order ID and sales by region. I'm just selecting this. You can see that automatically the charts are getting plotted here. So you don't have to bother too much for plotting the charts. You just have to plan the reports. So likewise, I can actually create my visualizations on this canvas. So there are so many other things what we can do. I can add some say buttons here, and also I can add some slicers here. Finally, let me just open one of the dashboards which I've already done. Let me just go here. Let's open. I'm just opening one of the dashboards which I've already developed. Okay, so within this 1 hour, it'll take a lot of time for me to explain all the options. So what I'm doing is same way with all these visualizations. I'll just show you one of the dashboards what we have done, and this also has been recorded. You can see that session also. If you think that you want this, I can share this link as well. You can go through this as well. How we have created this dashboard. So here we have a lot of visualizations, images, buttons, what we have used. All right. So we can create some dashboards like this with all the visualizations, buttons. So in the course, we'll be teaching you all this in detail about how we can actually use all these buttons, how to use the images in this, how to bring the logos, how to change the images dynamically. So this is the desktop. Okay, still we have not shared the file. I'll show you how to share this file as well. So here we have a lot of say visualizations what we have put here. So you see that the column chart what we used in the canvas here, the same thing, we just formatted it, that's all. So here we just took some colors here and we just formatted it. So just by using these kind of visualizations, we have created this dashboard. We can create some buttons here. If you go here, we can create some animated buttons like this. So you can see that some animated buttons. Then here, if you go, if you just click on any of these slicers, say drop downs, you can see that the other charts gets refreshed. So all this actually comes in the different chapters. Now if you can see this, I have one image here. If you think that you want to change that dynamically, I just go here, click on this. So depending on the categories, this image also will get changed. So if you're an HR or you want to show some products to be displayed, you can use these kind of options as well, where we can change the images dynamically. So after creating this dashboard, say after creating any of the dashboards like this, finally we have to publish. That is this part. So here we have this Power BI service. So here from desktop, you have to send it to the service. So what we'll do is we'll go here. Here we have this publish. If I click on this publish, this will take me to the Power BI service. You can see that publish this report online in the Power BI service. Let's click on this. So what it will do is, let's say yes. It will ask for the changes. We just did some changes here. So this will take us to the Power BI, that is the online Power BI service. When I say go here, it'll the report is already there, so it is asking for replace. I'll say yes. So it is publishing to Power BI. Now I can see that it says open dashboard. So this is the dashboard what we have created. So that file, whatever we have created here, that dashboard will be published. I'll just click on this link. So here it will open online. It will ask for the login credentials. Let's go here. I'll just give the password. So sign in. You can see that the dashboard will get published here. So this is online. So this is how actually you'll be publishing the dashboard. So whatever you are seeing here, this is actually online. Now, if I want to share this with you, I can also share this so that you guys can also see this and you can work on this. So here I can share the file in two different ways. One is directly I can share this PBIX file, that is Power BI file, to you directly as a source, or I can also share this file, sorry, this online file, where you can directly open this and you can modify it as well. But for this, I need to give the permissions. Now, after all this, suppose if you think that you want to modify something here, you can still modify it. So here we have something called as edit. If I click on this edit mode, here also I'll get all the options, whatever we have in the desktop. So here also I can have all these visualizations or the data, whatever is there, we can redesign it. We can modify something here online as well. Now, after doing all this, we can share this workbook. So how to share this? Let's go here and I'll say here we can say we can import the data. Suppose if you think that I want to export it to PPT or to PDF, I can just export this as well. Then finally I'll say publish to web. For this we need to have some permissions. That is, we need to have the professional version, which I don't have the professional version as of now. So if you have the professional version, you can use this. Now, if you have this Power BI desktop, if someone has shared the files with you, you can go here, you can see that shared with me. That is all the files if someone has shared with you, so that will be listed down here. And all the dashboards what we have created, that will be there in this workspace. If I go and click on this workspace, you can see all the dashboards here. So if you just scroll down, there are so many dashboards which we have created. So all this will be loaded here. Now this is the dashboard what we have. Suppose if you think that I want to share, I can go and share this. If I say share, so what it will do is it will ask for the professional version. So if you have that version, then you can share this. I just try to share this. So what will happen is it will ask for the details about whom we have to send. We have to give the email IDs. We have to give the permissions for that, and then the file will get shared. So here I don't have that permission because this is the open source what I have. If you have this professional version, you can do that as well. So finally, when I say share, that will go to this client. So from there, anyone can who has got the permission can see the reports whatever we have created here and shared. So this is how actually the Power BI works from the data source till the end. Okay, so let me just